Hello, Criminal Justice Research Methods. I'm Sophia Flores. I'll be your instructor. But this video is for us to go over the syllabus. Usually we do this first class session, but since we're online, I wanted to share a video of the syllabus with you and go over it. So this is going to be a really quick 6-week course. Usually we have 14 weeks, so we're going to be getting through a lot of content really fast. So feel free to reach out if the pace is too quick or if you're falling behind. I'm here as always and very open to feedback as we're doing all this online, which is a bit different for all of us, and I want to make sure that I am teaching at a sustainable pace for you. So here's my email. If you have feedback, concerns, you can always email me. I will be hosting live lectures Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1:30. This is not mandatory. There is no mandatory requirement for you to be at any one space at any one time for this course. All of the content will be available to view at any time that you'd like. So I offer the live stream for those who can join, and just because I like to provide lecture to an audience, and you'll be able to download those lectures after I post them, and you'll be able to hear your colleagues, your other students' questions as they ask them during the live lecture. I will also host office hours on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 and Thursdays from 10 to 12. You can reach me at the office hours at my room SGF41 via WebEx, and I'll also provide the phone input for that as well. But the office hours I've structured in a way that there are demos and activities for the office hours. So if you don't necessarily have questions, but you want to learn more and you want to have more of like a classroom discussion where other people are there, feel free to come. If you have very specific questions that you want to get addressed, also feel free to come. I'm going to provide a space for both of those things to happen at the same time. And I'll go over sort of the demonstrations that we're going to be doing in office hours and activities as well. But like I said in the intro video, this course, I'm hoping that you take away that research is something that you can engage with in conversation with, and that you know the different types of methods and like a really strong hold of them, and that you can implement them yourselves or begin to implement them yourselves. And for those of us who want to be practitioners, don't necessarily want to go into academia and do the studies, that you can really be a part of the conversation and discussion that research is having and be able to speak about it in a way that is critical, and you can critique things and also support your own claims too. And here are the criminal justice, just in general, discipline learning goals. And this is the specific course objectives, which I've touched on about, but if you want to go through it more, it's here. I do have a textbook, which will be helpful for the course. It's not mandatory, even though it says it's required, it's not. You will get most of the content through my lectures. I'll have a different emphasis, but if you want someone to walk you through more of the content, then I recommend getting the required reading. From your survey, most people could afford a book that was under $30, so the ebook, which is at this link, is $30 for the semester. Like I said, no mandatory online meetings. All course material will be posted to Blackboard. You are required to engage with the lecture content. You're not required to engage with the office hour demos or content that I'll be uploading from office hours, but it will be helpful. I structured a lot of the activities to expand on the content and to be like an active space for you to engage with it. I'll be responding to email very promptly Monday through Thursday, and definitely respond within 24 hours, most probably immediately, but I will be less responsive over the weekend. Trying to maintain a weekend and balance and boundaries. So the course schedule is the first 2 weeks are sort of the foundations of research methods, the definitions for how we're going to be talking about them. So it's sort of vocabulary heavy, and as you see, you will have weekly assignments. And these weekly assignments will be due on Mondays of the next week. So this reflection memo will be due June 1st at noon before lecture. And then we'll also have office hour demos, as I talked about. So the first week, I'll provide tech support. I know some of you in the survey said that like your video and audio were just not working on WebEx. We can do a call. I will sit through helping you figure that out. And then we'll also do I'll show you how to read empirical papers and provide resources on setting up citation managers, which are great. So as you see, the weekly demos are going to be more practical skills, and then the weekly lectures are going to be more about the content of the book and getting concepts understood. And as you see in the assignment, I will also post an assignment checklist, which will provide all of the points for the assignments that you can walk through yourself and know where you are in the course. But I do have some in-person meetings that are mandatory that I'll talk about. And in some weeks, there will be the option for you to pick a quiz or a memo, and that's up to you. I recommend doing the memos. I think they're a bit more fun because you listen to podcasts and reflect on it, and you can give sort of your opinion on things and work through concepts. But I understand that some weeks is just difficult and you just want to get through a quiz and learn the content and move on with it, and that's totally fine. So whatever your preference is. Again, here, a reading quiz or a memo. So we'll be going, after the first 2 weeks where we get into the foundation, we'll be going straight into types of methods. So experimental, quasi-experiments, survey methods. The qualitative methods week, you won't have the option of not doing a memo, because a lot of qualitative methods is listening and reflecting, so I want you to practice that in your weekly assignment as well. And so the way I've structured it is you get to choose from one of these things and one of these things and reflect on them. And each of these memos will have more specific prompts on Blackboard and what the grading rubric will be like. And for your final project and theme with the course, you will also get a choice as to which final project you would like to do. And this 6th week, I have evaluation and secondary data. But if there, hopefully by like 4th or 5th week, there might be topics that you want to add to your professional skills or your academic skills that maybe we haven't talked about. Like maybe you do want to go more into something we did in the demos or whatnot. Like feel free to email me and I can adjust the last week. So this is the grading scale, pretty standard. And this is how things are going to be weighted. So the weekly assignments, which are the memos or quizzes, are going to be 50% of your grade, 10 points each, 5 weeks. Because the last week is your final project, and that's going to be 30% of your grade. Then there's also some engagement and participation metrics that I'm going to be implementing, and that is 20%. So let's go over the specific assignments. As I mentioned, the due date for weekly assignments, Monday afternoon at the beginning of lecture. And I haven't decided on the quizzes yet, whether they'll be 20 to 40 questions. The weekly memos will definitely be 1 to 2 pages. The earlier memos will probably be shorter, and the later ones with more content to look at will be longer. I will provide, as I said, more extensive prompts on the Blackboard website. And your final assignment is going to be 3 different options. So it's going to meet your specific needs and adjust to your specific goals for the course. The literature review might be for people who are more on the practitioner side but do want to be able to identify topics that they can explore literature on to make their jobs better and do their work more efficiently. And the literature review, I'm not requiring you to like go extensively into the methods, but I do want you to demonstrate that you can read empirical papers, you can take away what the key findings are and connect a little bit of like why that method was important for that particular question, right? But there's also going to be another option, which is an in-depth analysis of one empirical paper. So it could be a paper that you really like or that you like really disagree with. And what you're going to do is I'm going to have some prompts for you to go extensively into the different aspects of the methods and to really critique and get into the nitty-gritty of operationalization and validity. And this is a good final activity to sort of hone your skills, understanding and being able to read literature in an extremely high-level, critical way. And then the final one is a draft research proposal. So maybe you're coming into this course like knowing exactly what topic you want to research. And so this is going to be like a very basic, bare bones draft of a research proposal. Oftentimes research proposals are 20 pages. This is going to be a shorter version of that and sort of give you the framework for expanding on a research proposal. And we will talk about which assignment is best for you and what you're most passionate about in our 2 one-on-one chats, which I'm requiring. So in the second week, I'm just going to have a first meet and greet. I know we're online, but I want you guys to feel like I'm here and engaged with you and like I can recognize your face and know what you're interested in. And so via video or phone call, we will talk about that in the beginning of the course, and I can address any of your questions. And then fourth week, we're going to have a midterm consultation where we'll go over your assignment checklist, how you've been doing in the course, and also some of your final project ideas, and if there are any topics for the course that I haven't covered that you want me to cover. So those are 2 mandatory one-on-one meetings with me. And then there's also going to be a required 6 comments that you will post, I believe, on a discussion board. I'm still working out the structure of Blackboard. But so I gave some examples of comments that you could provide, and I'd ideally like you guys to have 1 comment once a week. But I recognize that things happen, so it doesn't need to be at that pace. There is extra credit, which is to submit the human subject certification. So I'll provide a demo on how to do that, but it's extra credit, and I think it's really helpful, especially if you do want to do research in the near future, to already have that checked off. It lasts for a couple of years. My late or missing assignment policy, so all assignments, I need them by July 2nd. That's my hard deadline. There's not going to be any penalty for late work up to a week, so just email me ahead of time. I know the weekly assignments are, they're every week, so sometimes it's hard to keep up with, but just email me. But anything past a week late, I'm going to start penalizing because you are going to get behind in class, and I don't want that to happen. So I have to have some type of incentive structure there. Classroom roles, we're all engaging online, so let's be like very thoughtful about how we comment and engage and talk with each other. I very much encourage discussion on discussion boards, but let's be respectful that people are coming from different places and acknowledging each other's truths and where we're coming from, and to not have any disrespectful comments whatsoever. And if you do feel like uncomfortable or like something was a little off, you can always feel free to reach out with me, and I will try to address it to the best of my ability. And here's some accommodations listed below. So that's the course. If there are any other questions you have, feel free to contact me.